Oh, Jenny's not in for some reason. Hang on, let's
Oh
make
no,
sure we get Jenny in.
you need our secret keeper.
Yeah,
Right, that's what Jenny is.
that's the situation. We'll get you on. Hi everybody, welcome to All on the Table. I'm Jen Giggles, your friendly host, leader of this motley crew of ridiculous peoples that we have every month at different times and places. And starting out today, we're going to tell you all about the new product. It is Pride Slimes. It is a mutual aid monsters volume. All funds from this volume, any proceeds we receive, goes to mutual aid. So all the money will be taken out and donated to somebody in need in the LGBTQ plus community. Typically we do that through our partners at the Gender Federation. Gender Meowster and company do a great job. They have a long list of people in need. So on a quarterly basis, I pull the funds out and we donate it because it isn't that much money, but I pull the funds for that particular product out and we donate them. And that goes directly to someone in need. It does not go to a charity. There's a difference between charity and mutual aid, and we're happy to discuss that in the future if you have questions. But we're here to play a game. As you can see, this is up on Drive Through RPG. Just search Pride Slimes. We're the only people who have them. It's the only product under that title. You'll get our stuff. It's $5. I think with the drive-through fee, it's $3.50 that we get. So $3.50 automatically goes to someone in need. We really do hope you buy it and like it and enjoy it. But since we are here to play a game, I'll turn it over to Jenny to introduce.
I'm up yet?
You're up. Yeah, I got you up. That don't.
No, I mean, am I actually? I wasn't sure if you put me back in.
No,
Hello,
I'm just going to take you out again after this because we don't need you to play the game. We don't need a game master at all. No, this isn't Dungeons and Dragons. This is some GMless game.
Funny. Hello, I am Jenny. I am the keeper of secrets of this game, and I am going. And that's pretty much all I got today because I'm not gonna do the same spiel every week, every month. I'm going to pass to our dwarf.
Oh, nice.
And also, Jen, you forgot to introduce your character.
It's all good.
Hi, I am Nick. I am playing our resident dwarf, now Thane, Sorknir Stormcaller, on his never-ending quest to achieve relevance and put his family back together again. Let's pass it up to Yorick.
Oh, hello. I am Lee. He, him, they, playing York. Also he, they. Who is our local powerful sorcerer prince, apparently, who went home and realized why going home was a bad idea. He doesn't want to run things. He's not smart. He doesn't know how to handle things. He just wants to be good at magic and help people. But yeah, that's York in a nutshell. Jotun, ice power, a lot of ice power vibes. And also we have Yona, if you want to introduce yourself.
Absolutely. I'm Nobody, they, them, and I play the role of Yolna Wodwasa, recently hired as an advisor to the Dwarven King, and frankly, whoever made that decision should be fired because she's going to call in every single day. There's no way she's ever showing up for this job.
This is very true. Rafe has no desire to be here either, but she knows you can't fight a prophecy. It will happen either way. So Rafe LeBeau, the Marchioness of the Harengon, is just like, damn it, I'm going to do this, I guess. What was that? Oh, yeah. I can do it if I have to, I guess.
Yeah.
For those of you who have not seen Red Dwarf or Red Green Show, I apologize. You're missing out. You got to watch the Red Green Show.
Yes.
Classic.
Listen, you know how to get me
PBS TV.
referencing the Canadian sitcoms. You gotta.
I know, classic Canadian sitcom that came in on PBS and was set in Minnesota. It was not in Canada. It was in Minnesota. All right.
Filmed in set in Minnesota, filmed in Canada.
Well, it was a Canadian sitcom. It
Uh,
ran on Canadian TV.
I mean, Possum Lodge is in Ontario. That's
Yeah.
definitely that. Yeah.
It was filmed in Ontario. They're in Ontario, filming it on location 50% of the time. The other part is just in a studio downtown Ontario.
hmm
But Possum Lodge on Possum Lake is in Minnesota,
Uh-huh.
No, it
according
sure
to the
isn't.
show.
It was because they wanted that little foreign flavor. All right. From south of the border.
I swear that in the early episodes, I don't know what later, but early episodes,
I mean, it might have moved. Honestly, that's the kind of show this is.
They might have changed the location of it more than once. Yeah, this is the kind of show. Yeah.
All right.
That would be
Someday maybe I'll come in with the suspenders. I can find myself some red green suspenders. You know.
good. I also realized I forgot to give my pronouns. I am he, him, and Sorknir is also he, him, they.
Yeah, and Rafe and myself are both she, her. So keeps it simple.
I am she, they.
Good to know.
So, if I'm going to do a small recap of what happened last time, we ended up. So we started with Rafe being suspended by some magic chains in the deep city of the dwarves, and the rest of the party found Rafe. There was also a blood dragon there.
Oh yeah, that one.
You saved all the blood dragon's eggs along with a bunch of young animals and some severely pregnant animals, and they went into the caravan, and then you guys chased the cultists through a dwarven portal that ended up you guys in the Middlelands, if I remember. I think that's what I called it, right? Or the Borderlands, something like that. Borderlands, Middlelands, something like that, which
Right.
is the area between the Jotun and the Moose Bowl territories in the Jarl faction lands.
Right.
And you guys happened to meet up with the Slepnai. Which Sarkir rode a Slepnai pony.
It tracks.
It's a Lord of the Rings reference.
Mm-hmm.
We
Freaking
named
read
it
it,
Bill.
Lord of the Rings.
Was it
We
named
named
Bill?
it Bill.
All right.
And you guys made it back to because the two cultists that had escaped the deep city were heading towards Yorick's family. So you guys booked it all the way to your family's your family's land. Reached it before there, had a little bit of an interesting time, and then the warriors caught the cultists, and turns out that one was Rafe's cousin and the other one was Sorknir's cousin.
Yep.
And immediately the two of them went not quite ham, but full on vengeance mode.
Yep.
Rafe cut off Rafe cropped one of their cousin's ears, and Sorknir squeezed the windpipe of their cousin.
In the
Longhouse.
yes, you don't do violent.
York
vengeance
had a
in the
little
long-
bit of a connection fit.
No.
York's grandmother, who is the current head of the Jotuns,
She said it was okay, which means it's
told
fine. But
York
like,
to
it's
stop,
still not
and
cool.
when Rafe tried to get their cousin to give up the co-conspirators or any information beyond generic information, they got the geist that they were put under activated and I believe blew their head up.
Something.
They
awful.
died. They just choked to death or something. They
Yeah.
just,
It
I
was,
couldn't remember what exactly happened. I thought it was exploding head.
no, it wasn't an exploding head.
But they were
Things
put
were-
under a geist, so they couldn't give up the names of their co-conspirators.
of course not. Just not good, because one of them was definitely a Jotun or a Muspel, and if it was a Jotun, then it was probably one of freaking Yorick's cousins, if the pattern holds true. Which
Or
or
either one of your cousins or one of their subjects.
well, yeah, but if it's one of the subjects, Sack's already dead, though it doesn't matter. But if it's one of his cousins, it's way more of a,
Yeah,
way more worth noting, possibly.
And we are going to continue on from here. Recap over.
Okay.
So, your Sorknir is still choking their cousin. Not quite getting rid of the air supply, but threatening to.
It's a blood choke, just keeping him nice and gentle.
I know exactly what kind of choke you're doing.
Yeah, making them a little lightheaded, but not cutting off their oxygen
Yet.
yet. What does everybody want to do with this captive?
He was talking last round, I believe. So,
He was telling things that weren't causing him to die.
indeed.
Yes. I do not remember exactly what was said. You guys were asking questions, I believe.
Yep. Yorick.
Where were you supposed to deliver, cousin? Speak. Shakes him a little.
They get kind of shifty-eyed, like trying to figure out, wait, can I say this?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Because they don't want to die, so they're just like,
That's fair. I mean,
I can't say. Not because I don't want to, but because I don't know.
uh-huh.
What were your instructions?
I don't know. I didn't have instructions other than to follow that one. Points to Rafe's cousin.
Well,
Rafe's cousin, who's dead on the floor now, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Look over at the corpse. Look back at Yorick's grandma. I don't suppose you have magics capable of communing with corpses.
Shoot with cleric.
We have some rituals that could, but it would be tough to convince them that can do the ritual to do it. Even I do not have the sway to make them.
I mean, all we'd have to do is get a god to ask nicely, right? If we could, New York is like thinking this through. If we had, well, I mean, obviously Romulus isn't going to come help us out, but I bet we could. Well, I mean, maybe, right?
That was your grandmother that said that, York.
I kind of turned to her and said, "Well, what if if Romulus asked them directly, would they do it? Do you think?" Or,
Ask your cousins.
well, I could try talking to some sense into them, but I mean, I could get. Well, I don't know if we could get Romulus exactly, but I mean, I feel like if we asked nicely, I know it doesn't make sense. Like he shouldn't bother, but
You can try talking to Eureka.
yeah. Well, I could just ask. We could ask, right?
No, that's literally what your grandmother said to you. Trying to say you could try convincing Eureka.
Okay, let's do it. Eureka. Okay, as a secret keeper, do I know who Eureka is?
It is. She's not a cousin per se.
Okay,
She is married to one of your brothers.
so a sister-in-law,
Yes, but she is considered a cousin.
right? Because in-laws, once there's a certain level of intimacy, in-laws just get kind of not blood related, but like close enough because of how.
It's kind of a bourgeois, not bourgeois, tutor type thing.
Okay.
Like family, but not family. It's
Yeah, I have in-laws. I know how that goes.
It's from the same clan, but not family, so considered a cousin.
Yeah, I have in-laws and cousins who are married to cousins who are not blood related, but you count them as cousins even if they're not blood related because of the marriage.
So I mean, like she is related by blood, but also married to your brother.
like second, third generation on, like a distant cousin, so they remarried back in. Okay, that's more Habsburg, but okay, yeah, I get the vibe.
That's less Habsburg and more like just generic royalty. Habsburgs were marrying first cousins. Like
that's a
little close, but
is nobody still here?
No, we have lost connection with them. So Thon will come back in as soon as Thon's able.
Okay.
That's all I can tell you at the moment.
Yeah, we have thunderstorms here. Hopefully that doesn't throw me out, but yeah, if you hear the rumble of thunder, that's coming through this side. Okay. But yeah, so distant cousin, also sister-in-law. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. And she's a cleric, I would guess.
She is a
because if she can cast Speak with Dead, I'm guessing cleric.
Or a necromancer.
No.
Neither. Is she hypothetically a bard?
No. There's oracles. There's a couple of classes that can do it.
Non-class. They are a
all right.
I can't remember the right word, but they're a follower of Hela.
Okay. All right.
Well, not quite goddess of death, but goddess of the dishonored dead.
Ah, yes. Yeah. All right. So
she watches over the dishonored dead.
Yeah.
Watches over the dead.
Yeah. The extra honored dead go to, because the ones who don't get to Valhalla.
But
the ones that don't get to Valhalla or Folkvanger.
But only half of it's not just Valhalla. It's Freya's people, Freya's choice too, which includes a whole bunch of people who didn't die in battle, and so they're not really dishonored so much as those who just die.
Yeah.
Well,
they're the ones who aren't.
Actually, Folkvanger was honored dead. Same with Valhalla. It was half went to Folkvanger, half went to Valhalla.
But
those that died in a non-Viking way.
No, because any priestess or priest of Freya would also be in Folkvana, and that was a guarantee because she did not abandon her priests and priestesses even if they didn't die in battle, because almost none of them were fighters.
Yeah, right. But they also were honorable.
Yeah, which is why they got
honored.
True.
But there's no dishonor in dying in a field. You just didn't die in battle. It's not so much a dishonor as just dead. There's honored dead and dead. There's no dishonored dead.
Yeah, it's true. It's
The only person who could be considered a dishonored dead in like Norse myth doesn't exist.
It's just
There's no story about somebody who died dishonorably. There's just the dead and those who are honored for dying in battle. It's not so much dishonored as just dead.
Those that died of old age, those that died of while being cowards, those would go to Niflheim.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but those who there's not really so much cowards as just dead, because if you were a coward, you were killed, and you're just dead. They didn't really think about it as honor, dishonor. It was just dead.
It was honor. Yeah. If you're dead, you don't have a
non-honored dead.
Non-honored dead. There you go. That's the way to phrase it. All right, but so she might be able to bring this one back. She's a follower of Hela. Okay.
She's like a high priestess of Hela.
A high priestess, huh? Cleric.
Just the NPC version of it. I think they called them priests.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, cleric, because that's how you get. Okay.
I also have a cousin. I also have a sibling that can do it. One of my sisters is a wizard and works with speaking to the bodies to make sure that they didn't die with because of invasion. So.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk to Asher because she's probably here, right? I mean, if she's married to one of your brothers, then she's around, right? Presumably, somewhere in
the temple.
Do we have a temple to Hela?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going straight to the temple of Hela to go talk to Asha. You said her name was Ashra?
Urasa.
Urasa. Okay, I want to make sure I know her name before we can talk to her. Urasa. Okay, Urasa. Urasa. Oh. I think you like that. Okay.
Priestess Urasa.
Okay.
Well, he's doing that. Rafe is going to do a ritual for a portal to toss the body back home.
That would be bad.
I think we need that still.
The body?
How else do you commune with the spirits?
Rafe, you do know that a ritual takes at least 10 minutes. It can take over an hour. And to create a portal is going to take at least 2 hours. Rafe's starting the process. I mean, it's not going to take that long for this person to get back from the
I thought you were just like, bloop, portal.
No. Doing a ritual. It's a ritual.
I
don't know what you meant.
Very specific type of spell in D&D terms.
Yes, it's a ritual spell for extra time. And oh wait, we got our druid back. Hi. Nobody, welcome back. Okay.
Who am I getting that echo off of? Talk at me, Lee.
Hello.
Lee, say something, please. Okay. Yeah, I can't tell who's echoing. Lee has been echoing through somebody, and I think it's Jenny. Yeah, it is. We're getting echo through you, Jenny. So.
Crap. I'll switch phones.
Yeah, that's really the only option. Or put in a headset.
I don't have a headset, so.
Mute when you're not talking, maybe? That's how I usually would handle that, but... Should the rest of us speak to see if we echo? Because we can hear you fine.
Yeah, there. I don't see an echo coming through.
Yay! We fixed it. Sorry. Sometimes it's be like that. All right.
You're good. You're good right now. I'll pop you back in. Just give me a second.
So Yorick is heading up to talk to the priestess cleric
Princess
cousin
Urasa.
Urasa.
Yes.
Urasa.
Yes.
Rafe is beginning the ritual to open up a portal to take the body back once we're done with the other
Technically,
ritual.
you guys have the portal device.
We do, don't we? We should probably.
That's why I thought you meant. That's why I thought you meant you were using the device.
Yeah, no.
It has like a
right,
weak cooldown though, so if we
That's
can,
true too.
if we
Not a
can
cooldown
wait,
and
if we can
it's
hold off on
bad
it, then
news.
might
I
as
feel
well.
like I feel like we shouldn't mess with it until Sorknir
Sorknir does that in his cousin's face. He's just being all kinds of rude right now.
Well, yeah, but okay. So, A, approach the Temple of Hela. B, I don't know if it's the correct methodology, but you generally genuflect at the doorway to signify that yes, you're entering a holy space, and you know.
In this
Depends on
case,
the holy
you
space.
would.
Exactly.
In this case, you would remove your foot coverings and weapons and leave them at the door.
Okay. Weapons, all of the hand axes. Heck, I'll strip the armor too. I'll strip down to.
The armor can stay. It's just the weapons and foot coverings.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out and make sure I have all of the weapons in there, all dumped in a pile, so that I cannot pull them out of the armor because that's rude to try to sneak things through, even if you don't intend to use them. And
Oh yeah, I forgot that the weapons are inside the armor. So yeah, you can just remove the breastplate.
yeah, I mean, I could pull out all of the weapons from it and dump them on the floor. Would that work? Or can you only remove one at a time?
That would be a huge pile of weapons.
Well, yeah, but it's a gesture of it, like a good faith gesture. Or I'll just dump the breastplate, I guess. Either way, strip down, no shoes. Take the boots off. Focus. And then
yeah, so when you step into the temple, there is 3 paths in front of you.
Okay.
It is different every time you enter the temple, so it's not like you can.
Of course it is. Of course, it's a logic puzzle of some sort.
It's not a logic puzzle. It's the Temple of Hela. There are symbols. Okay, so 3 paths. There's archways that
Right.
the paths like start at.
Sure.
There's an archway so there's an archway to the left, to the right, and straight ahead.
Right.
Everything around the archways is black.
Okay.
To the left, there is the archway has a depiction of Nidog.
Okay.
It's this giant creature that sits at the roots of that gnaws at the roots of Yggdrasil.
Ah. All right.
To the right, on the right archway, it is not made of stone, it is made of bones. The capstone is the only stone.
Okay.
And that has a skull on it.
Basic.
And
all right.
straight ahead is a archway that has a unique looking unfinished boat.
A boat. Huh. And do I have any idea which one of these archways that Irasa is likely to be behind? On her.
Roll insight.
Okay. Because I feel like this is gonna go.
Or investigation.
Oh, that's even worse. Okay. Sure.
Roll insight.
Actually, I think they're equally bad.
Or you wait. Okay, so you have 3 options: insight, investigation, or history.
Well, it's 13 on the die, and it's a plain roll either way. No modifiers for any of them.
With advantage.
With it, oh,
If you're doing history.
okay. Well,
Because it's just like with Sorknir in the underground.
Yeah. 14.
Okay, yeah. So the bow is actually the bow of Ragnarok.
Yeah. Okay. I'm thinking if she's a priestess of Hela who is dead vibes, then I'm
All
probably
three. Well, that gets rid of Nidog from the
right.
choices
Sure.
because Nidog is not technically in Niflheim
Right.
or in Hela's domain.
Right.
It is adjacent, but it is not in Hela's
Right.
domain.
Gotcha.
That just leaves the bones and the bow.
I feel like
The bow is made from the fingernails of those that reside within her realm, and the bones are those that are of those that are dead.
toenails. Wasn't it toenails? The dead man's toenails was the boat that the Ragnarok.
Nails.
Yeah, the
Okay.
toenails and fingernails of those who are dead.
Right. Toenails. Reason. Okay. So yeah. So the dead man's finger. Okay. I'm thinking the skull, just because York is a simple man. He does not understand complicated. He probably knows that the boat is the Ragnarok. Probably like, okay, that's the Ragnarok boat. Right. Half finished Ragnarok boat. Deal. Then, did we lose our DM again or our secret keeper again?
No.
Yay, we got our secret keeper back. Okay. Yeah.
You went robotic. Thankfully, I saved the password, so I don't have to type it in every time.
Good call. Okay. My point on that is Yorick is very dumb and probably is thinking half finished, probably recognizes the boat and is just like, I'm just gonna take the skull one because I feel like that's the best vibes, and if it leads to the right spot, it leads to the right spot. And
well, it's kind of like a directory. Those three things, like those are three choices you had for like. So, the temple reads your intent,
of course,
and your intent is currently about the dead. It is not to speak with Hela specifically. It is to speak with a priestess. Those are three ways that you could go, depending on what you need.
What I need is to speak to Urasa, and she is a priestess of Hela, and that way is Hela vibes. So I'm going down that route, the one with the skull and the bones. I feel like that's the most likely to lead me to a priestess of Hela, which is who I'm looking for specifically.
Okay, the second you make your decision, the other two paths disappear, and that one shifts to right in front of you.
I can turn. Okay.
It's so once you so a path disappears every time you think no to that one.
Right.
And so you had two paths that were kind of like next to each other.
Yeah.
So once you picked the bone path, the ship path disappeared, and that one shifted over a little bit.
Yeah. Yorick is, for all his sorcery powers, is just concrete thinking. But go straight. Just walk right through the doorway, and
it takes you to the sanctuary.
Huh. Excellent.
Which is actually a mausoleum.
That tracks.
Or crypt or catacomb or whatever you want to call it.
She's the priestess of
bone room.
Yeah, I mean she's the priestess of the dead. That tracks a little bit. And is Yurasa around?
Roll perception.
Okay. Is there anyone around? Any priestesses, deity?
Oh yeah, there are a bunch of them around.
Cool. All right, if I don't see her, I'll ask one. Perception would be 12.
Okay. Well, there are a lot of priests and priestesses, but that does you can see that there's a lot of different priests and priestesses around. Most of them are kind of in their own little groups. Some are working on preparing bodies for ritual. Others are tending to different tasks around the temple, and there are a few that are kind of standing huddled together in a meeting.
Huh. I'm gonna find someone who look like they're completing some sort of simple maintenance task that can be interrupted, and I'm going to very politely interrupt them.
Okay, so there is a neophyte, a young neophyte, moose bull, actually,
Okay, I can work with that.
that is currently just sweeping.
Yeah, perfect. I'm going to kind of step in front of them and kind of bow and say, I hate to interrupt your work for the goddess, but I do would request a moment of your time.
The moose bull turns to you. One sec. I have to roll a. Wait, would it be to recognize you? What would that be?
Perception. I recognize a random. That is a
To recognize who you are
right.
is what I mean. Like, because you're part of the royal family.
True. If she doesn't, he doesn't. I don't need her to. I have good persuasion. I have
No,
good.
it's not. It's not that. No, it's more how they react.
Right. I know.
Is what I mean. Like, what would that be? Would that be
probably like I would guess either insight or history, basic intelligence check of knowing current events.
Wisdom to know how to react in that moment.
Okay, that is a 15. They immediately pull a sorcerer's salute.
All right, and I
Which is like the this is the sorcerer's salute.
and
So if you've seen Black Clover, the Magic Knight salute.
Yeah, I'll pull this back. And say, well met.
Honored one. It is good. It is interesting to see you here. What is it you need?
I was looking for a priestess specifically by the name of Yurasa. She is we have need of her great skill in communing with the gods.
They start to like they so as you know, moose bulls are fire giants, and
Right.
so their hair is kind of made of fire.
Yeah.
And they've kind of got like a magma, like veiny look to them.
Okay.
Their hair goes from like long and just like calm to standing straight up on top of their head, like they're freaking the fuck out, and small.
Okay. Is she? She doesn't have.
Priestess Rasa,
Yes, the high priestess.
speaker.
Yes, is she? She's not. I can speak with her, and I will deflect any anger she might have on being disturbed.
No. He was saying High Priestess Urasa, the speaker.
The speaker, yes. We do need speaking. That is exactly why we need her. If you, I believe I can deflect any anger she might have at you, but we do absolutely must speak with her.
They shoot another salute and say, I will be right back. And they
Yeah.
book it across the temple to that, to one of the groups that is prepping a body for ritual burial, which is a Viking funeral.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Which is the
burn. Yeah, proper burning. All right.
And they bow to one of the to a very important looking individual. It is a male Jotun,
Okay.
an older male Jotun. He's stooped. He has like a ice beard, like a very long ice beard. It's just like, and he's stooped and he's holding a high priest's staff.
Gotcha.
And they bow to them and whisper to them, and then points towards you. And the old Jotun looks to you, sees you, their eyes kind of light up a bit, and they shoo off the moose bull and start hobbling. I guess hobbling would be a good way to put it, like old man walking
Yeah.
in a priestly fashion
Sure. All right.
towards you.
Okay.
Ah, Heir Apparent Yorick, it is good to see you again.
Yes, it's good to see you.
This is High Priest Yarnan.
Yarnan. Okay.
He's the one in charge of the whole temple.
Yes. His title isn't father, right?
It would be Your Eminence, Yarnan.
Your Eminence. Okay. Because like I said, I grew up with a religious tradition. It's not this one. Your Eminence, it is absolutely wonderful to see you. We have a bit of a situation.
Yes, the neophyte informed me you would like to speak to the speaker.
Yes, if possible.
What need do you have of your cousin?
Well, she has an ability of speaking to those who have since deceased. And given a very complicated set of unusual circumstances involving the betrayal of Romulus himself, I think, from what I've gathered, we have a conspirator of the highest treachery who is dead, and we need to extract information. And given some interesting magics, I think we might not be able to gain any information out of the living co-conspirators based on some spell that's been put on them. And I think perhaps that she, being well versed in the nature of life and death and spells such as that, would be able to circumvent such a curse.
Do you know what or who put the geis on them?
Well, they tried to tell us and died. So it was, well,
They were able to say it was an eldritch elder.
oh yeah, an eldritch elder of some class, but it could be a lot of things. But all of which are
That like the second you said it was an eldritch elder of some kind, their back straightens up, and they gain kind of a more like a more like authoritative stance.
yes.
So they're taking this more as like a very, very serious matter.
It is a very serious matter. They slew the blood dragon. They took over the city, which had one piece of Romulus's company.
I believe it was the boots, correct?
Yes, boots. Romulus believed that there might be trouble, and there has been trouble, which is why we have an elder who was trying to betray our mission. That something I don't understand it. You're gonna have to talk to Rafe, because Rafe actually understands these things. Your Eminence, you know I'm not good at the technical details. But
who is Rafe, my child?
she is a Marchioness of the Fey Wild, and very wise. And
would she happen to be a Harangon?
Yes, she is. She's a Rafe LeBeau, a Marchioness of some skill and wisdom, who is prophesied to fix this. And then but she's the one who actually understands these things, I think. And we were working with her, but I thought maybe Urasa, I could speak to Urasa because she might listen to me. Or I guess I was the only one who knew where to find her as well. But
Urasa is in the communal chamber.
okay.
I mean the communing
Chamber. Yes. I should probably wait for her to finish her communion with Hela. That might be wise. And then when her communing is done, we can talk.
Bring the body here to the communing chamber.
That is probably a wise move. Thank you, Your Eminence.
Very well. And make sure the rest of your party follow the rules
No
when
shoes,
you
no
enter
weapons.
the chambers.
Yes, absolutely. No shoes, no weapons. Show us
And
that Hela
the temple.
and the temple. Yes, shoes, no weapons. And we go through the skull path the same way we came.
As you know, my child, the path will be different.
Of course, it will be. We can kind of
All about your intent.
yes, and you can see your just his face falls. Like, yeah, it's gonna be different. We're gonna have to figure it out all over again. Okay. And
A little aside. If you had chosen the boat path,
yeah.
it would have taken you directly to your cousin.
Well, probably just as well. Yeah, fair. Okay. So yeah, York will go back. Probably leave all the weapons and just like put the boots back on to go across to the longhouse.
Which is rather nearby. Like it is slightly uphill from the longhouse has to be at the top.
Right.
But this is just like one step down.
Yeah.
The next landing down.
Yeah, I would
So
imagine.
it's like a 5-minute walk.
Yeah. So hustling up, kind of burst into the hall. Okay. If we would agree, I spoke to His Eminence, and they
you spoke to the old man.
yes. And he said that you also would be willing to speak with our friend here as best you can speak to someone who's dead, but we have to bring the body to the chamber to commune properly. So
They also a little piece of information. They had also said for your whole party to attend.
yes. So we all should go. She wants to speak to all of us, and but you have to promise you'll follow the rules of the temple. Like, it's really serious, like more serious than not killing people in long haul, because that's apparently flexible. But this is really serious. You have to promise me you'll follow the rules of the temple.
Hydrate has been redeemed.
Oh, hydrate.
I currently do not have any.
Well, that's no good.
Yeah, gotta keep hydrated.
I forgot to grab mine. Okay.
Yes. I should probably be doing that thingy-mabob too. Now that you mention it, thank you for reminding me. That gets that. Otherwise, that won't work.
To do a ritual, you have to stay in one place, right?
The ritual doesn't. The ritual setup just takes forever. You can pause it and come back to it. There is literally
Okay, I wasn't sure.
no
I wasn't sure if it was like a
rituals in D&D.
I wasn't sure if it was like a concentration spell.
No,
I never
No.
understood the ritual mechanic. Okay.
that's
Yeah,
because
rituals-
it's really written.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, you just ditch the ritual halfway through and then redo it the next time. But and then you lose all the time, but it's still doable. Yeah.
We'll just say it's a physical setup, so it can be come back to later.
All right. Okay. I will scoop up the body. Yona, Sorknir, coming. Please.
Before I say one way or another, these rules of yours that we have to follow, are they
No
stupid
shoes.
rules? Are they important? I mean, are
They're
they good?
important to the. Just no shoes and no weapons. That's the rules.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that's-
and be respectful of Hela. It's the big one. No shoes, no
well,
weapons. Respectful of Hela.
you saved the deal breaker for last. Okay, I see how it is.
Well, she's. I mean, it's important. Just don't say anything bad about her in the temple, because I know. please? At least Rafe should come at least. And Sorkmir. And you should come as well. If you can.
Quite literally, we should all just go because it's easier. Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Don't split the party.
That too.
Now, you say it's easier, but as loaded down as some of us are with weapons, I don't know if that's necessarily true.
Just
Surely she will not object if I bring my kingly gifts inside.
is it a weapon?
As
There are
The
weapons.
crown does not count.
There are weapons on me that will not be removed from my body. Hela can forgive me later.
The only ones that will be permitted are the Romulus daggers.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. Yep.
But
Well, she's just going to have to forgive me later because I'm not taking them off,
but you're gonna
Don't worry about it. She's just fine.
His Eminence is gonna kill me, and please.
Well, no. Romulus's influence supersedes Hela's, so
Yes, but
even His Eminence wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yorick is like.
There is a precedent for this
Uh-huh.
for Ronin. A Ronin precedent. It's you just have to bind them to their sheath.
Okay. Well, at the very least, you'll bind them, right? Like tie them up with, at the bare minimum, just something just to show.
I'll figure it out as we go.
Sorknir does throw his shield over his back and extend the mace to a two-hand in a conciliatory gesture and begins using it as a walking stick.
No, just no. I mean, please.
We're walking towards the temple right now. You're just
My cousin is in my other gauntleted hand, by the
Oh,
way.
no,
He's coming with us.
As you guys are about to leave the longhouse, to Yorick's brother, who's the head of like the local guard and stuff,
Yeah.
along with two others, comes up and offers to relinquish your cousin from you, Sorknir, for the time being.
To keep him in
Die
custody.
in with your lives. And Sorknir throat shoves him towards them.
Is
Kind of
that
like stumbles into their arms.
is that brother?
He's the one that led
Urasa's
the.
husband?
He's the one that led the search party for these two.
Is he Urasa's husband?
No,
Okay.
you have two older brothers.
I was gonna say there's more. Yorick has more than one brother. One of
You
them's-
have I think you had an older sister, two older brothers than
Right.
you, and then your younger siblings.
Yes, and the younger siblings, and one older sister who could not hack it, and
You were the first one in line, like in the succession line, that
who died of magic
could have hacked
overload.
it.
Yeah, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, you were the only one up until now that came of the age to hack it.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Doesn't mean you're necessarily the next leader unless your grandmother kicks the bucket.
Yeah, don't even speak that loud. She needs to live. She needs to live 100.
I'm the one that said it, not you.
She needs to live another 20 or 30 years because and like let this one grow up and she has the power and she can rule the thing and then Yorick doesn't have to even deal with this nonsense.
Even
Okay.
temporary, even act as Lord Regent.
Yeah. Oh, that's a thought. He just refused to take leadership officially and just declare himself Lord Regent over her, and then
That's technically what you would have been if you became the ruler, if your grandmother kicked the bucket and you became ruler. Because it's a matriarchy.
right. He can't take this down anyway. Perfect. This is
Yeah.
fine.
But you'd become Lord Regent until your little sister was old enough.
all right.
Figures.
We're
All right.
at the temple.
Right, we're at the temple. No weapons. Sorknir, just please.
I think
You gotta
Yona
wait,
just
Nick-
gives
Nick will be right
Yorick
back.
a little nudging.
Yeah,
I bet
okay.
you didn't
And
think I
meanwhile,
would be the
but
good one,
Yorick
huh?
is like peace bonding the Romulus daggers because those are like okay, but like he's begging Sorknir to relinquish the weapon. Just you can see all of Yorick's all of the hand axes and the breastplate and all of it, dump. And
also, the a couple of temple sentries have shown up at the door.
Yeah, and also
We're standing at the door.
Right, and York is taking off his boots, and because this is what you do, you take your boots off, and then looking at the others.
Wraith does not take off the wraps she has around her feet. It is too dang cold.
It's not that cold. It's not that cold.
It's too dang cold.
It's warm enough in the temple. It's warmer in the temple.
It is on a thermal vent.
You see, you can feel the warm air. Rafe, please.
The temple, it does sit on a thermal vent.
Rafe will take off the outer layer of wraps on her feet.
That counts. As long as they are not the wraps that are touching the ground outside.
No, those are wet. She'll take those off, sure.
Okay.
Her feet are still wrapped up.
Okay.
She's from a swamp. She's literally from a plain old version of Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Except Rafe has a Minnesotan accent, but it's from Louisiana.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's not the United States.
Yeah, it's not the U.S.
It's not going to sound like a Cajun.
Yeah, region accents are all different.
Rafe sets up the regular daggers and her quarterstaff at the door. Sure.
Okay. Yona probably isn't even wearing shoes.
No, definitely not. No.
There we go. Okay, that's fine.
And I believe the only weapon she carries is like an old stick, which is just absolutely been thrown on the ground.
Yeah. Okay.
Only one left is Sorknir.
Sorknir, you have to take your boots
They're
off.
just
You have to leave the
standing there
weapons.
with a
I
grim
know
smile
it's a
and a
lot
cartoon
to ask.
halo.
Sorknir, also technically your pocket board counts as a weapon.
Yes, Yona is doing that. I guarantee it. You are right.
I am unable to leave that behind. It is tethered to me.
Please. I'm sure you can.
Very well. And Sorknir, with much grumbling and swearing, pops open the pocket forge and puts everything into that, collapses it, and then puts it on his belt.
It has to go.
It's technically not in the temple. It's a pocket dimension.
I don't.
Loophole!
Sorknir just stares at you with fists on hips, daring you to attempt to go against him.
Sorknir, just put it with the other weapons. It's you.
Sorknir reminds you and tosses it a few feet away, walks forward only for it to reappear at his belt. And
so the few feet forward is literally inside the temple, and it just appears right next to the pile.
Yes, you see the magic of the temple. Hela knows. Hela can prevent these.
Sorknir looks down, frowns, walks back outside, opens up the bag of holding, puts the bag of holding, ties up the bag of holding, ties the bag of holding to his belt.
You do remember I said that constitutes the bag of holding?
Yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. Sorknir.
Oh, we had not talked about that.
Yeah, no, it's
a pocket dimension. I said a pocket dimension like a bag of holding.
Yeah, it's interdimensional space and interdimensional space. It ends badly. Don't do that.
You will take everybody around you and the temple into an alternate space.
Tosses it down angrily and walks inside.
And you're kind of wraps one arm around Sorknir and just kind of taps his head to Sorknir's head. I'm sorry. I know it's a lot. It's important. It's the Temple of Hela.
Brocken's injury will not be happy with this slight.
See what I'm getting at? They're always making unreasonable demands. Leave your weapons behind. Take your shoes off. It's a mess.
The gods.
Finally, you understand where I'm coming from.
I've known where you're coming from for a while. The gods are just like that, Just what can you do? They're strong enough to literally just yeah, out of existence. I don't know. It's just sometimes it's not worth the hassle.
It's, but it's she's Hella's good to the, and Yorick is just. But we're in her temple. Just a little respect. And they're carrying the bot. Yorick's got one arm around Sorknir, one arm that's got the body tucked under it.
Yeah,
And
you
then,
haven't got the body; it's flung over your shoulder.
yeah. So I got the body over the shoulder. Good. Okay, and we come in, and is there a path?
There are 2 paths this time.
Okay. And Yorick isn't going to look at them. He's going to close his eyes and focus very hard on the communing chamber where Urasa is. That's where we're going. And whichever path there is the one that, and the temple reads intent. If it knows where we're going, it's going to send us the right way. And I'm guessing
It still gives you 2 paths.
Okay, which 2 paths?
A slightly different bone arch.
Uh-huh.
And the Nidog arch.
We're going on the bone arch. Absolutely. I don't know what that is, but we're going to the bone arch, and communing chamber better be directly this way.
Okay.
It'll get us there eventually.
The second you guys pass through the arch, Wraith pops out of existence.
You know, like out of existence, or is Wraith somewhere else, and the temple just is screwing with us?
The temple took her somewhere else.
Alarmed about it if it hadn't just happened yesterday.
It's fine. It's fine. Just.
This is
All right.
not fine. What betrayal is this?
The temple is finicky sometimes, and Wraith must have had some intention. The temple knew she had to be somewhere else, or wanted to be somewhere else, or I think, or we might have picked the wrong. Okay, focus on.
No, it's less the temple itself and more intervention.
Of course, it's divine intervention. Okay,
not divine intervention. Extraplanar intervention.
It's intervention from the gods.
Yeah.
Intervention from an illithid.
Okay. Question: where are we right now?
You guys have the other 3 of you plus Corpse have ended up in the antechamber to the communal room.
Okay. All right, we're in the right place.
Which is kind of the crossroads. This
right.
isn't the communing room. The communal room.
Oh, I see. Okay. Is there anyone here?
There are a couple neophytes, a couple acolytes,
Is the
priests and priestesses.
Neophyte who helped me before here?
No.
Of course not.
These are all. Everyone here is a Jotun.
Okay. I will kind of turn to the nearest neophyte and said, "I need your help. The temple is. We're not versed in the ways of Hela, and so the temple doesn't take us the right way sometimes.
The temple takes you where you need to go.
Well, then you can help us. Then the temple knows that you can help us find us the communing chamber. To commune.
It is that way, and they point to one of the arches, which literally has Jotunese written on it. Communing chamber.
Beautiful. You see, this is why.
It's literally written in your native tongue.
I know, and I didn't.
You didn't even think to look around.
Yes, because it's not. All right, kind of gives a nod. You see, the temple does take us where we need to go. Have any of you seen a heron gone? She was with us, and now she's not. Does she? Have you seen?
No,
her?
honored sir, we have not.
Of course not. Hopefully.
Okay, so I take you guys head to the communing chamber.
Yeah.
Now, Sarknir stops Yorick from moving on. We need to find.
Right. Right. We do.
Where?
You need to continue.
Do we hear that voice?
Yeah, the 3 of you hear that voice.
From.
She is fine.
Kind of look to. Sorknir.
She has been called by her charges.
Less fine, but It seems like a kind of gestures to up in like a, well, it's someone like God. We can't really do anything. Oh, we should. It's not Brock, or do we recognize the voice as Brock, Sundry, the
It's
Ron?
not Brackus injury.
Okay, not Brock or Sindri. Okay, is it?
This is literally coming from a depiction of a giant wolf head.
So Romulus.
It is not Remus or Romulus.
Okay.
This is a Norse wolf head.
Fenrir.
Yes.
Okay, Fenrir. Yeah, Fenrir says it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, Fenrir says it's fine. Okay.
So here,
It's a statue
wait.
of Fenrir. It's a head.
Yeah, but
takes a few moments to consider, gives a slow nod, and
Fenrir
giving a plenty of dwarven side eye, begins walking forward and following your.
Fenrir isn't going to betray us as such. If he says Rafe is fine, then Rafe is not in immediate danger.
I am unaccustomed.
So you guys head on to the communing chamber, I take it.
Yeah, Yona, you coming?
Oh, yes. I mean, we've already come this far. There's no reason for me to stop now.
All right.
We're going to switch over to Rafe.
Okay.
You are in a star ocean.
Oh, great. This again.
Yeah, you recognize this area as like kind of like a intermediary point where illithids can speak.
And what do you want? I got things to do, you know.
You have increased in power, young one.
Yeah, so?
I figured you might need this. And a hand made of like the black and stars rises in front of you, and on the palm is I'm trying to figure out how to describe this. It's kind of a staff, but also not. Maybe more like a wand.
Oh, magic wand. Okay, magic wands are useful. Yeah, I could use them.
Made of the same material as what is around you.
Yeah, that's typical. She'll pick it up.
And it
Stick it on
not
her belt.
actually a wand.
What is it?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
But it's not. The second you pick it up and like your fingers wrap around it, you have taken off the hand. A blade of starlight, like void and stars, like pops out of the handle.
It's another dagger.
No, it's a short sword.
I can't use short swords. I don't know how to use this. What good is this? Gee, I don't even have a sheath for this. I mean, come on.
Loosen your grip. And if you loosen your grip, the blade retracts. It comes with a ability for you to be able to use it.
She sticks it in the wand slot in her belt.
Yeah, so pretty much it comes with it. So it's a grip of choice weapon. Its initial form was a short sword.
Okay.
Pretty much, it will change to what you can use.
Okay.
So if you can use a bow staff, you grip it and it becomes a bow staff. It's a blade. It's pretty much a rod of adjustable weapon.
Okay.
It changes to what you want. Like you say, hey, I want a claymore. You grab it with both hands and it becomes a claymore.
Okay.
Kind of thing. So if you want it to be a dagger, yeah, it's a dagger.
Sitting in the wand slot in her belt. That's it.
Well, that's where it fits.
Well, yeah, it fits. It goes there.
It just looks like a wand made of void.
Okay. Rafe is just done. She's just like,
I will send
really
you back
never
now.
wanted to be part of the gods. Jeez, goodness.
Oh, this isn't a god. This is an illithid. This is one
No,
of your
no.
charges.
No. She's just. I never wanted none of this shit. She's
You
just,
were born into it.
so.
Yeah, so you might not have wanted it, but you were born into it.
Yeah, she's just, no, who cares? Whatever. All right, can I go back now?
I will send you back. But
I appreciate
first, they say, but first, and then the hand turns into a tentacle and pokes you in the forehead,
that. God damn it.
and you gain an additional illithid script on your forehead.
Now there's writing on my forehead. That's
3 of
just
them.
lovely.
You already had 2, but like when you're in this plane, like this area, you already had 2. This gave the 3rd.
Okay. Sure.
And then it wraps you up, but not tightly, it just wraps around you into a cocoon and just pops, and then you're back with everyone else.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lovely. Okay.
She's back. Rafe's back. Rafe's back.
I'm here.
Rafe. Okay, and you get like the one arm that's not kind of keeping the body slung properly with the shoulders just around Rafe. Like, okay, good. Henry said you were okay, but I wasn't sure, and I worry.
I can see that. Yeah, you do. I'm not too concerned though. It happens every so often, so don't worry too much
like,
about it.
York looks back. Wait, there's more words on your forehead.
No, they're invisible in the mortal coil.
Okay, never mind then. Good.
They're only invisible in the illithid room.
Ah. Okay. Yeah, that's thunder. Okay.
That was your 3rd visit there, Rafe.
Yep.
So each time you gain a rune.
Yep.
Okay. Well, back into the chamber, I guess. Let's do it. Into the communing chamber. Now we have Rafe back.
So you enter the communing chamber, and your cousin is floating in the midair inside of an avatar.
Uh-huh. And this is normal behavior or weird? Like Jurassic does this.
Not weird.
Not weird?
She's not floating like 15 feet in the air. She's floating. Her feet are about eye level with you, Yorick.
Okay.
Her shins are like eye level with you. So it's like.
Yep. Okay. But has she been floating like this before, or is this a new thing?
Oh, no, it's not unusual for a speaker to be floating in an avatar of Hela.
Okay, then we're good.
In the communing chamber.
Yeah, that makes sense. Urasa, I'll kind of look up. I'll kneel, but look up. We
Hello,
need
cousin.
a small favor. Hello. We need
What do you need?
No, kind of unsling his body. This young Harangon had a geas placed on him. That when he went to speak the name of those who conspired against the gods and generally caused problems and havoc, when he went to speak the name of the co-conspirator, he died exactly at that moment. And if the penalty for speaking against it is death, then the only way around it would be to speak to someone who's already dead, I think, and you are an expert at speaking to those who are already dead, so we figured that you might be the right person to ask. He betrayed Romulus and all the gods, and generally is dangerous, and all of that, and Froverax, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
This is Rafe LeBeau, Marquiness of the Feywild, and very wise. This is Sorknir Star something, Dwarven King and genuine chosen of Froverax in all things, and that's Iona, who is mighty huntress and generally also very wise. And yeah,
I do my best.
they're His Eminence said that we should bring the rest of them in, and so I brought the rest of them in.
Sorkner gives his formal 10-minute introduction version of himself.
Oh, hi there. I hope you're doing well up there in the sky there.
It is good to meet you. So, you are looking to speak with this one.
It has secrets that we need.
Let me commune.
Yeah. I'll lay up the body for her to do the community thing. I don't know how she needs to work, but she needs.
She literally, so the avatar's hands raise.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of sat down in front of you. Like the avatar sat down in front of you with them floating inside of it.
Sure.
And the hands raise from the lap and just like float over the body that you placed on the floor.
Uh-huh.
And some unintelligible chanting goes up, not coming from the avatar or your cousin,
Okay.
but from all around you.
Uh-huh.
And then a figure, a smoky figure in yellow appears out of nowhere.
Yellow. All
It
right.
looks like it's blowing in the wind. Is far away but near, and is holding a shepherd's crook.
Uh-huh.
It turns, looks at all of you, and you get kind of the feeling that it doesn't have a mouth. Or it has a mouth, but like it's unspeakable. Like and then it and the body disappeared.
Uh-huh. So as soon as the avatar touched the body disappeared in this yellow robe.
Oh no! The hands floated over the body, like probably a good 5 feet above the body, and then so they were about to start communing with the body, and then this unintelligible language that was splitting your head, all of your heads, starts up.
The
And
chanting.
this being in yellow shows up.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
was
no,
it
no,
primordial?
no.
Was it a primordial language?
No.
It's
And it
beyond.
wasn't the Illithid language.
No.
It's in yellow. I have a gut feeling if this is what I think it is as a player, this is bad. This is bad. I mean, yellow is not the only color. I mean,
They were wearing a crown.
of course.
Yeah,
Of
the
course
book
they
wasn't that good. That's
course
serious.
they
I've read the publication from the 1890s. I think that when that one came out.
Yeah, he who must not be named.
Yeah, The King in Yellow was not a great story.
Yeah.
The unspeakable one, the King in Yellow, patron of decadence, nihilism, and shepherds, the feaster from afar, and deity of wind.
Yep.
This was an avatar of he who must not be named.
Of course it was. Of course it was.
That
Wait.
body belonged to me.
It took the body with it when it touched the body.
Yeah, Rafe is. That body belonged to me. That was not acceptable.
Okay, hang on. Are we gonna talk about this?
Your cousin is freaking the frick out,
I mean,
and
yeah.
the avatar collapses, and your cousin starts to freak the frick out.
Okay, that's not good.
Hold on. As the thing is about to touch the body, I have a weapon on me, and I am proficient in bows, short bows.
Oh
Can I
no,
shoot
no,
it?
not in the temple. Oh no. Yorick is gonna get in so much trouble with.
I'm going to make you roll a strength constitution check combo.
Okay. How do I do that?
You roll them both.
Okay. Let's see here.
A strength check and a constitution check.
Yeah. Yep. Just thinking. Yeah, we'll use these two.
While you're rolling, I'm going to reset.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
What'd you roll?
So I rolled a natural 20 on my strength, which is a 20. And I rolled a 17 on my constitution, which is a 20.
Oh wow.
Okay. Now for the opposition. Which should have been a check or a throw? Or I mean, saving throw.
It's this for the constitution that bumped me to on a saving throw that bumps me to 22.
Okay.
That's all.
That is a 24 against the strength.
Yep, but it's a nat 20 on my strength.
Mm,
Should give a bonus of some kind.
fair.
You're at least able to move.
Uh-huh.
So you're not able to lift the weapon. And that was a 28 against your constitution.
Okay. Rafe
So
says that
you hit the
body
ground.
So Rafe, attempting to draw the bow, says that body belongs to me.
And then you hit the ground.
She's fighting it the entire time.
Yeah, you're able to stand back up, but you are unable to grab the bow. Or the rod.
She's still trying to pull it out to shoot him. I mean, if she thought it'd be safe to get close to this thing, she would have jumped at it with the daggers. But she doesn't think it's safe to be next to it.
I mean, that's probably a wise move.
By the time you're able to stand back up, it is gone.
Okay. Well, that's not good. Sorkner, what's that? Okay, how freaking, and it left behind Urasa, right? But it stole away her avatar powers.
No. The avatar of Hela dissolved.
Right, but left Urasa at its core.
Yes, left Urasa on the ground.
Okay, is she all right? She didn't like hit her head or something.
Oh, she's just freaking out because a eldritch elder just showed up in the temple.
Right, which is not good. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna grab her shoulders. Okay, hey, focus. What was that thing? You're smart. What was the thing? What was that thing?
Rafe is going to turn while he's while he's trying to do that to Sorknir, put her hand on his shoulder and say, "Well, we got our answer. Now we just got to figure out how to get him."
I mean, really, it does make sense that it's an evil shepherd. Shepherds are the worst people. I mean, they ruin sheep. They used to be a free species, and...
Well, they used to be goats, I know.
Okay, hang on. Domestication is... Okay. You're also focused.
You're trying to... York, you're not even hearing that conversation because you're trying to calm your cousin down.
Yeah, exactly. Focus, Urasa. Hey.
That was a great one. That was an eldritch elder.
Eldritch elder. Okay, what eldritch elder? Which? What? How? Which?
The king in yellow.
Okay.
He who must not be named.
Isn't...
The divine of the wind.
Yep, okay. Bad.
The unspeakable one.
That sounds terrible. Maybe titles are bad too if naming is bad. But what do we do about it?
There's nothing we can do.
Did you lose Hela around you? Fell? Can you get her back? Like you didn't break your connection.
That wasn't even the deity. I mean, that wasn't even the whole thing. That was just a sliver of its power.
Right. But you didn't completely sever your connection to Hela ever, right? You didn't lose your priesthood over
No.
That? Good. That would be bad.
I mean, you might as well.
I just lost my
If
focus.
you dedicated your whole life to a person, and then this thing can just turn it off like that. Why bother?
Well, that's...
It's a concentration. It's a spell of concentration. So she lost her concentration when she saw it.
Oh, okay. It was just a slip. Okay. That tracks. Did you get anything other than it was that thing from the spirit of the deceased Rafe's cousin?
All I was able to do was connect to the spirit, and that sent out a beacon to that thing.
Right, and you didn't know information or
nothing.
Of course not.
It didn't just take the body; it took its spirit too.
We must go to my manor.
Okay.
Come.
Okay, wait.
It's time to leave.
Yes. Okay. And Urasa, you'll be okay though?
Yes, I will be fine. If you see His Eminence on the way out, please let him know.
Well, I'll say that. And
I need to lay down, and she passes out.
Okay. Whoa. All right. I'll lower her down to the floor so she doesn't hit her head on the way down. Okay. Just easy. And then I'll quick to the knees. Hela, please watch over your servant. Make sure she doesn't, die. She doesn't deserve that. We need her in the community, and, I'm sorry we brought trouble into your temple, and thank you for being... Thank you.
You have nothing to worry about, my child.
Okay, good. All right, we're going to go out of the temple and gather shoes and weapons, and then we go to wherever you said we needed to go.
We're going to my house.
Right, gather
my
shoes and
manor
weapons.
Has the books.
Go to Rafe's
have
house.
the knowledge there.
Right, so we have to leave here. We should probably... Can I at least say goodbye to my grandmother?
We're going to do it by the ritual. I want that teleportation thing as the emergency out.
Okay, sure.
So Rafe is still finishing up that ritual and casting it. You'll have You'll have an hour or so to finish.
Okay.
In the meantime, we'll take a break. It is 3:30. Time for our
timing.
usual 10-minute break. See you soon, everybody.
Cool. Yes.
Hi, everyone, and welcome. We are just got a little bit of a technical difficulty here. It happens. No big deal. And we are ready to go with the second half of Artifacts of Romulus today. I hope you all have been enjoying the episode.
Mhm.
Whenever you're ready, Jenny, we're good to go.
So, as you guys are preparing to, waiting for the portal to be ready, our good His Eminence, His Eminence has appeared at the Longhouse.
Yarnin. I believe you said his name was.
Yes.
I wrote it down. Okay. Is she? Urasa, is she all right? Like really all right?
Young man, she is fine.
It's just,
He puts a hand on your shoulder and is like, Yorick, you have known me your whole life. You
yeah,
know I am not one to lie.
true.
She
Is
will
her-
be fine. She is just tired.
Yes. Do you know who the King in Yellow is? I know you can't say his name because of things, but
His face goes from caring to outraged. Why would you say that name?
well, that's what we're dealing with, right? We should know what we're up against. Is just saying the title bad?
That is like calling the Elder Ones.
Well, he's here anyway, right? I mean, at that point, what are we supposed to do? If you use if you can't even use his title, then you can't even talk about it. And if you can't talk about him, then you can't defeat him. So it's like a lose-lose. And
That is the dichotomy of dealing with the Eldritch Elders.
right, well, he's sprung a plot to try and steal the armor and also kill the dragon and also do the other thing and just I mean
What type of dragon?
it was a blood dragon. We saved a couple of the eggs.
Did you say blood dragon?
Yeah. Who's dead? May she rest in peace. But
Where are the eggs?
we have them, don't we? We did keep the eggs, right? We put them in.
They're in the carriage.
Fairly sure they're in the
Yeah,
carriage,
with all the other undead dead creatures who keep us company.
All the living creatures.
I mean, that too. At least some of them are. At least some of them, but
That's up to the
carriage.
carriage.
Right. Well, I mean,
No, it's Fro's carriage. It'll listen. Between Fro and Sorkmir, they're the ones that get the choices.
I can ask. I can get the carriage to. It'll listen to me. I think, right?
That's up to the carriage.
Right. It's a sentient thing, creature, being. I think it's confusing. I don't understand it.
Carriage made from the sapling.
Yeah, that one.
I remember it well.
Well, so it's safe. The eggs are safe, more or less.
I must see the eggs.
Okay, well, sure. Come with me. Rafe, much longer do you think? An hour?
Well,
20
about
minutes?
10 more minutes at this point.
Okay, come quick then. And I'll take his eminence, and the carriage is stashed, right? We know where the carriage is.
It's right outside the longhouse.
Right.
I'm right outside the longhouse.
Right. I thought you were going to make the portal in the longhouse, but okay.
No, she's definitely making the portal in the longhouse where it's warmer. She's not going outside to make a portal.
Okay, so then Yorick will take his eminence and we'll yarn in, and we'll take him to the carriage, and hopefully the carriage will we might have to leave the carriage here.
Nope.
We might have to ask.
No, the carriage will catch up. Don't worry.
Well,
yeah, it'll just follow us. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know.
It'll also shrink in size to fit through the portal and the longhouse.
Well, I think it might be able to. That might be plausible.
Just ask Sorknir. He'll make it happen.
It's like a tortoise!
Right. So the carriage, Yorick will approach the carriage and kind of touch where there should be a door and kind of go to open it, and trust that the carriage understands opening doors means I want to come in, and trust that the carriage will let it happen.
Oh no, it's not. It doesn't look like just like a big slab of wood. It looks like a caravan.
Yeah. So
It's got a door on the back.
Yeah. I mean, it looks different every time it changes.
Oh, I said it always has I said the only changes to it that we've had are the symbols of you guys on the side.
Right, it does.
They only show up when they glow.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll open the door and it'll let us in. It won't.
Yeah, it lets you in.
Okay, then I'm gonna.
It lets you in happily, and you don't even have to tell it where you need to go. It literally just turns the floor into a moving sidewalk.
Yeah.
And brings you right to the hatchery.
Right. This is the hatchery. Yes. Yarnin. Yes, your eminence, Yarnin. This is hatchery. We have a lot of creatures who live in the carriage. They're our friends, and okay, let's open the door slowly. Make sure no one gets out. I don't know who we have.
I know if Terry is here.
Yes, she's around somewhere. Have you met Terry?
Terry's not here.
Terry didn't come back with us? She must have come back with us, right?
Terry's in the carriage.
No, Terry's with Fro.
Right. No, Terry left. I don't know if you've met.
The bone bear, the two-headed bone bear is in the carriage
Janice is
somewhere.
with you.
Yes.
But Terry isn't.
Yeah.
Terry's the female Tarask.
Right. I know Terry's the Tarask. I
But
thought
if Yorick doesn't know that Terry's here, not here, Yorick probably forgot, knowing Yorick. Probably thinks Terry's here
Yorick
somewhere.
is like, yeah, of course Terry's with us. Terry was our friend and traveled with us, and then Fro took Tori.
The little branches that are on either side of the doorway into the nursery kind of droop a little bit.
Oh, what's wrong?
At the mention of Terry.
Terry went with Fro. Right. No. So apparently there was a young Owlin we were traveling with who went by the name Fro.
Froverax.
Yes, but she didn't say she was Froverax. We traveled this whole time with Froverax. The Froverax.
So you are the Jotun that was traveling with the linchpin.
Yes. Did you hear? I
have heard much about you.
Well, you know me.
Where is your companion?
Froverax? She was.
No.
Oh,
your divine companion.
Oh, that's right. He should be around here somewhere.
He kind of comes out from like in your braid, like you have like a mass of braids in the back, I think, or something. He kind of just like comes up from behind the braids and just like slithers onto your shoulder.
Oh, yes. Oh, good. Here you are. Good. We missed you. Good job. Right here. Here.
The Emirian.
Yes.
Hello, young one. Talking to the Emirian.
It's probably gonna come on some way, but yes, is word of our travels reaching places other than like is word of our travels spreading?
No,
Then how did
it
you
is only through the Pantheon that I have heard
right? Because
of
how I
your
told you
quest.
these things, but everyone every day they all he just shakes his head like York is just not. This is
Only the siblings and Romulus know.
that's still a lot.
Hela, Jormungandr, and Fenrir. So
Right,
4.
4 plus not Romulus. Not Jormungandr. The one who was the deity who created the Jotun, who was who
Emir?
Emir. Yes,
True.
he knew because he must have known because he gave us the Emir and also showed up several times. And I almost ice blasted him, and then he forgave me, which is very nice of him.
The very
Um,
first time, yeah.
yeah.
I am a little disappointed in you, Yorick.
How so?
For what happened at the beginning of the journey.
I
You almost blasted our race's creator.
he forgave me. I didn't know. He just appeared and I was panicked because I had to defend the others because I was supposed to. That's what you're supposed to do. You defend your companions. You use what you have in any situation and even whether it's a patrol or whether it's your companions, you always defend and then he turned out to be Emir and then he had a very nice lovely young dwarven woman with him who was his attendant and she well a lot of things. But you wanted to see the bone dragon egg, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I wanted to see the eggs.
All right. So open the door to the hatchery. I'm guessing so well actually who's in the hatchery? Because we have stables and we have hatcheries and we have a lot of creatures, but hatchery was all of the very small ones, right?
Eggs. There's the nursery and the hatchery.
Right. And we're in the hatchery. Check the hatchery first. The nursery's next door. I probably should peek into the nursery, make sure no one's just check on them. They probably have whatever they need, but I just probably should check on the nursery. But first the hatchery, then we check on the nursery just to make sure, and then
Yes.
Um,
There's kind of like a connecting door between the nursery and the hatchery.
okay. So
Because once something hatches, it goes over to the nursery.
right, it tracks that there'd be some connection. So we'll go into the hatchery, and the bone dragon eggs are still there. They haven't hatched yet.
The blood dragon eggs are still there, and so are the other eggs that were there before.
Okay. Good.
And the new eggs.
Good.
Which I believe was a griffin and a couple other things.
Okay. And all of the eggs are safe and sound. No one looks like they've gotten damaged or eaten or.
Correct.
Okay, good. I know nothing. It's always good to check on your eggs. And then I'm going to leave Yarn in to look at that, and I'm going to poke my head into the nursery and check on everyone, make sure, I don't know, no one's hurt.
Everything looks like it is going well. There are the full unicorn that you guys helped deliver is doing well.
Oh, good.
It is up and moving around. It is actually nursing from another mother unicorn.
Oh, we had a unicorn on board the whole time. Okay.
Oh, there was another unicorn. There was another unicorn there that was followed.
Yeah.
The baby.
All right. So we got everyone on. All right. So everyone's here. Unicorn's nursing. She's doing well. Okay. Kind of taking inventory. York's like going over like who looks. Everyone's just okay. Okay. We're gonna have to let the carriage go by itself. Hopefully, nothing bad happens on the route. I don't
The
know why.
carriage can
So,
fit. Don't worry.
okay. Yeah. So
You
you're just gonna take.
you do hear Rafe yell out, "Okay, we're ready to go."
All right, come on. So he'll kind of carry
As
Yarn
you
out of the
guys
carriage.
are, so as that is heard, a door in the far wall opposite the door in opens up, like a ramp opens up out to
Mhm.
outside in the
Alright.
hatchery.
Perfect. I'll make sure none of well, I guess hatchery the legs aren't gonna wander out. So we'll hurry out and
Yeah.
hope it's safe.
As you guys are walking out, the carriage kind of hands one of the blood dragon eggs to His Eminence.
Okay. Just careful with it. You'll promise you won't destroy it? You'll let it hatch?
I have no reason to destroy a blood dragon.
Right. Okay. And he kind of hugs Yarn and just be careful, Excellency. Promise?
Yes, your young one.
Okay. And keep an eye on my sister because if she does not survive, we're all doomed. This is just
Nephew
she needs to
will be fine. She is just tired.
well, yes.
She lost concentration. That
Yes,
is
and
all.
I know Urasa, I know, absolutely. She's fine. I meant my little sister as well. I know she's because she's the only one who can run the whole
Ah,
yes.
I mean, little one. Yes, I have been keeping an eye on her.
Okay. As soon as she is old enough, we can stop this nonsense and just let her rule. And I think that might be best. Okay. Be careful.
You do understand that my sister is going to die long before she is old enough, correct?
Take a
Hydration.
take a drink. Hydrate has been redeemed.
Cheers. Thank you, Chad. Yeah, so it has. Oh, that was you.
It was not me. I did that one earlier.
I know you didn't. I meant if I recall correctly, the names.
Indeed.
All right. But Yorick, she's not going to die. She's strong. She's the matriarch. She's wise and she knows these things. She'll live another decade or so, surely.
That is probably the extent of it. You're going to be Lord Regent, whether you want to or not, nephew.
All I have to do is have her. She just has to live long enough for a little sister to come of age. That's all. Surely no god would be so cruel as to take her from this mortal coil that soon.
He is well over 500, nephew.
Yes, but she's strong and wise and doesn't look a day over 100. And really, and
You must be going, nephew. It was good to
yes,
see you.
yes, of course. And kind of presses
I
forehead.
will keep this egg safe.
Okay. And York will head.
His Eminence just starts walking proudly back towards the temple.
Okay. All right. That's fine. And Yorick will just hurry forward and jump into the portal as well.
The caravan kind of pulls a contracting act and shrinks down to the size of a freaking toy.
And as Yorick sees it, he'll just grab it and go through with. Okay, Miriam, you're here. Cool. All right, let's roll. He'll run forward and jump into the portal. Didn't get to say bye to Grandma, but that's okay. It's gonna be fine.
Oh no,
Get through
you
the
did.
portal.
You had time to say it. It was within that time period. Like you
All right.
after it said as you were saying your goodbyes,
Right.
the woman came in.
Cool. So I got to say goodbye to her at least, and I think that's everything. All right, we're in.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yorick.
And my only question is, what is Sorknir doing with his treacherous cousin, who's currently in Jotun hands?
Custody. Yeah. Are we gonna drag him along too, or are we gonna leave him with the guard?
Oh, he's I'm pretty sure he's gotten a dwarven burial from the neck down.
Ooh.
I mean, he could take him into the swamp. Things disappear in the swamp.
I mean, we could, but I feel like
Sarkir asks his cousin if he can think of any reason to be placed anywhere else. And when the cousin doesn't have anything else of value to offer, Sarkir shrugs, looks at Rafe.
I find this an acceptable fate for this traitor.
And takes him, kind of just like retakes possession of him by once again the blood choke on the neck, and just guides him and shoves him through the portal. This is the first time since Sorknir has left the church that he has stopped complaining and or swearing about the failure to protect the party and his being unarmed when an eldritch being entered. He is beyond incensed and livid about this experience. As well as, while it's not showing a little bit, the rest of the party would know by now that embarrassment from not being ready for it, not having figured out some sort of way to be ready for it anyways. And he walks on through the portal.
okay. Yeah.
Once the illness through, Rafe will step through and close it.
Jonah?
Yeah. If we're doing all right.
Okay.
You know, I have always wanted to see an alligator. Let's.
Oh yeah. There's a few of them. You'll probably need a couple.
Okay.
At least if Mama's pets are still alive. It's been a few years since I was there.
Yeah. Now Yorick is getting homesick again, and
Rafe steps through, the portal closes.
yeah. And I bet it's
you are surrounded by Harengon guards because a portal opened.
yeah. Yorick is down on his knees, like hands up.
And Rafe steps through. Oh, these three are fine. That one on the floor down there that's looking a little bruised. He needs to disappear.
Ah, hello, my lady. Do they need the bayou treatment? The one on the ground?
Yeah, he's just gonna disappear somewhere.
Ah, the bayou treatment. Would you like me to inform your mother that you are here?
Yes, I will need that. And then Rafe will point to very specific select guards and say, "You're to take care of this one." Point to the one on the floor. And the other three of you are coming with me right now. And then she turns and points to a guard at the door of the room that wasn't part of the circle. You need to go get this family. Now. That's her cousin's family.
Yes, them.
Your cousin's family.
Like my cousin's family.
Okay.
She doesn't say their names. She just says the family name.
Mhm. And
all of them.
yeah.
And then she says,
Everyone in the
"Okay."
room's faces drop because when you ask for the whole family, something happened.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
In the background, while this is going, like while they're discussing this and that bombshell is being dropped, Sorknir has kicked his dwarf cousin to the ground and is proceeding, with the help of the Harengon that Rafe assigned, to strip the dwarf of everything of value before being
Oh.
swamped.
Yeah, that's probably a wise move.
Suffering his second to last indignity.
Yeah.
What's the last one?
The swamp.
Oh yeah, not being buried in solid ground.
He's
Yeah.
gonna disappear into the water.
Yep. No
And he's a
honored
dwarf.
tomb for this boy.
They sink like rocks, even if they can swim.
Yeah.
And
Even real
typically-
quicksand is deadly to dwarfs.
Typically, they slash. They'll put slashes on them to draw the gators.
Yeah, that's figures. Yorick is gonna kind of stand up and just watch. Like he's still a little whiplashy. He still has the very small carriage in one hand. He grabbed.
That you can, if you step out that door, or right over there, you can put down the carriage and it'll be fine. That's just right outside on the solid ground.
Right. Okay. Kind of looks at the guards. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna step out. Okay.
You're fine. She told them that you were fine.
Yeah,
They've all stood down.
They did. He's just still a little nervous because like he doesn't even know exactly where he is, and I'm guessing when he steps outside, it's going to be 90 degrees and humid as
It
sin.
is about 102 degrees outside
Oh,
with the real feel.
And I feel like you just stepped into a sweat lodge.
Real feel might only be like 105 because you
Oh.
know it's not super hot out right now, but it is always humid in the swamp.
and
It's
Yorick
not the
is
heat,
like,
it's the humidity.
Yorick is just like, okay, this is not good. This is not fun. This is not. Yorick is just like, Yorick.
Your Marion now just like starts exuding a cold aura.
Okay. Good job. I'm sorry. I distribute this to. Why don't you stay indoors?
You see Rafe drop off like layers of clothes that you never knew she was wearing because she never took them off.
Yeah, kind of
And she's
gently
like,
set the carriage
"Oh,
on the ground.
that's so much better."
Okay.
Yeah, now you're not this like big fat hair guy.
You realize Rafe is not a plump little bunny.
Yeah, you're a skinny hair guy.
How do you live like this?
That's where I grew up. You know, it's just what I knew. You know, it's just life.
Yeah. It's so. I feel like
Anyway,
I'm gonna melt.
come along. Shut the door and come along. Don't let the
Right.
breeze out.
What's getting Yorick? What's so bad for Yorick is the humidity.
Yeah, Yorick feels.
Because even when Yorick was in the Mooseville lands, that's a dry heat.
Yeah, it's a very different vibe. I've experienced both. It's a very different vibe. Yeah, and this is just like.
That's
Yorick-
like the difference between Arizona and Louisiana.
Yeah.
Don't let the chill out. Get back inside. We
Right,
want
right,
to
right.
keep
Close the door.
cooler functioning properly.
Okay. Are you sure I'm not gonna? And he's kind of like checking his own skin and the sweat. It's like, am I gonna melt? Do you think?
You are not made out of ice, so no.
I feel like
Get
that's
inside and shut the dang door. Where you're
Right,
born
right,
in a
right.
barn.
right. Door is shut. Yorick is inside. He's still like,
Good. There
You're
are
like-
things out there that can pick you up while sucking your blood. And they look like a
Giant
mosquito,
spiders.
but they're not. They're like the size of an eagle.
uh-huh.
Eagle Skeeter.
Okay.
That is canon now. It's an eagle body with a skeeter head.
No, it's just a giant mosquito.
York is just like, I, um, I,
Come on.
yeah.
You walk through, and the house looks like a late, not like 1790s mansion.
Oh,
Ooh.
like an antebellum
Huge.
kind of.
And when I say it's huge, I mean like it's like 4 of those stuck together. The place is
So it's like
gigantic.
Buckingham Palace.
No, not quite that big. But it's designed like an 1790s mansion, but there's like it's like 4 times the size of one because the
Ow.
family is that big.
Right. So it's got the dark wainscoting and the
It's got a porch going all the way around, and
Southern plantation type house.
sorta. Yeah.
it's the perfect kind of house to build in a swamp before you figure out air conditioning of any kind.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really those things have huge windows. You can see out, gorgeous. Like you're walking through gorgeous, paneled or wallpapered rooms. The furniture is modern and nice, but the rooms are a little old fashioned at times. But it's got large windows that could open up with flaps to let wind breezes through. But that's not a case that's needed anymore because they figured out air conditioning.
There you go.
Ice magic. Ice and wind magic.
Yeah. York is just.
Are we
Yeah.
comfortable then once we get inside?
York
yeah.
is comfortable inside, yes.
Yeah. York is just like looking at the windows, like, oh, okay, not wanna.
And so Rafe gathers up about 5 other guards as she's walking.
Okay.
You're not sure why. She's just pulled together 5 guards as she's walked past them. And she arrives in the sitting room because her mom doesn't have a throne room. It's the sitting room.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just got one big ass throne.
No, not really. It's just kind of like one of those nice wingback chairs.
Mm.
It's really nice wingback
Whoa.
chair, and the
Whoa.
couches. Those Davenports are really helpful. There's 4 or 5 of them Davenports around that you can sit on, and a couple of other chairs in the room. It's a really big sitting room, but it's very nice and cozy.
Couple faint couches.
Yeah, those are up against the wall. Nobody really uses them anymore. As I said, the furniture is more modern for the most part. Some nice Davenports, There's one that's like perfectly sized, Chase lounge. That's like perfect for a big ass cat to curl up in. And my mom is sitting in the wingback chair. There's a pair of gators on leashes next to her.
Alphonse and Gertrude.
So she's got 2 gators on leashes next to her. And as soon as Rafe walks in the room, she shuffles all of you and the guards in first. The 5 she picked up. The 5 guards she picked up when she walks in. The first words out of her mouth is, "Disarm those 5 now." Their cousin was knocked.
Oh.
And
And they
eventually,
just get swarmed by other guards. Just
the 5 of them drop their weapons automatically. They're like, "Oh shit!"
Yorick is like kind of half realizes, oh shit, this is the queen, like, and he's down on one knee because like, oh, this is an important person. I should be doing important. Like Yorick is 6 brains back.
Yorick, stand up. There is no need to kneel in this room.
But she's
This is the sitting room. I told you we were going to the sitting room. This is no
Right.
throne. There's no
But-
throne room. Stand up.
okay, but you don't bow to the throne. You bow to the person on the.
No,
It's
you
a res-
stand up.
You'll stand up, but you don't.
Rafe has no patience for this.
But you, I mean, it's not. This is your
Don't
mother
worry
who-
about it and stand up yet.
Oh, okay.
Jeez, you.
She's the queen of.
No, she's not a queen. No, go sit down.
It's okay, Yorick, darling. This is just the first functional society we've seen. Don't worry about it.
I might have, yeah, we might have titles, but we really don't care.
New York is used to like you rigid hierarchy, like.
Yeah,
Important.
no, that's not this group of people. So
New York is confuzzled now because he doesn't know what to do, except listen to Rafe because.
so have a seat.
Rafe, darling, it is good to see you.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to come home. Anyway, we're gonna wait for the rest of the family.
Do you want all the branches here?
No, just their cousins and siblings. That branch, that family.
I take it that one of them, that the one that went missing was found.
Yeah, he was knocked.
Ah, very well. Are Alphonse and Gertrude going to have a very large meal?
That depends on the rest of them. We'll see how it goes.
Very well. About 15 minutes goes by, and probably about 40 herring guns are frog marched into the room.
In the meantime, Rafe took off of the shelf what appears to be a romance novel and started reading it. It's like a standard paperback, painting on the front, just pulp romance novel.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yorick is just like he's sitting because Rafe said sit, but he is not like you feel like Yorick should be
He's not relaxing.
No, he is.
That
Like-
poor boy's got anxiety. He needs a trip to. He just needs a vacation.
Once Rafe's mom notices how uptight you are, Yorick, she's gonna offer you a relaxer.
I don't know what she's offering, but I'll take it. Whatever it is, I will.
Tube that you
Whatever
like.
it is, I don't know what it is.
No,
But-
no. It's literally it's a glass,
Okay.
and in that glass is a little bit of what appears to be some orange,
Sure.
and it you're pretty sure, and it smells a bit like brandy, but really like in a sweet orange in scent. She's giving him a brandy old fashioned
And
Nice.
because you only get brandy old fashioned sweets. That's
Sure.
what you get up here.
Okay. And he's gonna just drink it because she said drink it, so he drinks it. Like this is it's politeness. You consume what you're given by the
It was a very large brandy.
mellow out like that.
I mean, he kind of
I mean,
blinks.
how do you respond to how well does he respond to alcohol?
Well, okay, and like a second after drink it, he realizes, oh, it's alcohol. Okay. Yeah, Yorick is not he is of the Jotuns. They do booze.
Yeah, but this is a different type of alcohol than what you're
True.
used to.
That's true, and it does
it's
affect.
80 proof brandy,
Okay.
and it's probably about 4 shots of it. So four beers worth of alcohol.
Okay. So he kind of like, oh, okay.
And you start getting a little fuzzy.
Yeah, it's like it's a little bit. He kind of sits back a little bit and he's taking deep breaths, and he's like, and now Yorick is scared of getting drunk, but drunk enough not to realize that he's scared of getting drunk. So he's kind of brain's a little bit like, I should not be drinking this much. I should not be this drunk, but I'm already this drunk. So it's kind of, but it's the brain alcohol. The anxiety response is a little bit less prominent.
You've calmed down somewhat.
A little bit. He's kind of sitting, just taking deep breaths, kind of scratching the Mirians, like just.
Sarknir is belly laughing and thumping you on the back. Is the room warm again?
And Morpez just turned into a cat and is curled up on Rafe's lap.
Okay. All right, Yona.
Hmm?
You have a Persian laying on your lap, Rafe.
Okay.
Does this mean you can turn into those creatures? The
Potentially. I would have to pay attention for a while to study how they moved, but yes, I could certainly give it a shot.
I hear they're very fearsome.
What creatures?
The two that you have on the leash.
Oh,
You don't
those.
know what alligators are?
I don't think Yorick knows what an alligator is.
Oh
I
my.
know. Yorick grew up in the cold north where alligators would freeze to death. Like that.
And the so where York grew up, the alligators would either freeze in an instant or get turned into alligator jerky in an instant.
Yeah. That's true. No, yeah. Yeah, this is not a kind of creature that grows up in where York did. And yes, he's traveled a little and studied some, but mostly studied magic things and not mundane creatures that exist in the world. So every time it's like, oh, this is a thing that does not exist. And yeah, I don't think York has ever, if he's heard of an alligator, it's like the hypothetical far off thing in a book. And now there's two of them just kind of hanging out here.
Okay.
Yeah, York's never seen an alligator.
Yeah, so 40 Herringons get frog marched into the room.
Okay. The trouble part.
Rafe stands up, puts the book back on the shelf where it was, turns around and says, "So, a member of your family was knocked."
They all, like, as best as they can, like, hit the floor.
What we need to determine now is which of you has helped them.
Wait, Yorick never did the thing.
What thing?
Yorick never did the go and catalog and make sure all his cousins were actually there thing. He meant to do
Grandma
that.
took
and
care
then,
of that.
I mean, he's already dead. It doesn't matter, but, you know.
Don't worry about it. Grandma will send you a message later with that catalog. She'll take care of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she will.
Anime wave of fainting with the whole family. Yes, something similar. So, your cousin did, or your family member did the worst. The yellow one was in charge. So, I'm going to turn this over to Mom because I am still not calm about it. I only learned of it about 2 hours ago. And if it were up to me, I'd swamp y'all. But,
Daughter, are you saying the unspeakable was involved?
yeah. Yeah.
The shepherd.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
At you confirming that, Alphonse and Gertrude just start like rumbling.
So the one that the knocked one promised to tell the truth before that geese that was on them killed them in attempting to do so. Because of the promise to tell the truth, you have a chance, and we won't wipe out the line. Mom is in charge. Otherwise, heads start rolling just now. At which point, she walks out of the room because she is livid. Like, she's gone beyond angry, shouting, killing angry to seething rage and not able to, and like that weird calm of somebody who's so angry that they will just could explode at any moment. She walks out of the room.
You're willing to like you're at the point where you would genocide a whole line.
Uh-huh.
Just for one's mistake. That's how bad you are. That's how mad you are.
Yeah. Like it was like,
I mean,
oh yeah, I could spare most of the line this one, even though they died. Then I found out who they were working with, and that just set me off. And yeah.
Yorick is gonna look to Yona and Sorkner. Should we leave for this?
Sorknir looks like the proverbial person just eating ice cream and having the time of his life. This much justice is what he wakes up every day for. And he looks like a kid on Christmas while this
Yorick
is
is
out.
just we're about to...
Yes.
I see you have gained the crown.
Indeed.
I take it you have awakened the city.
Aye. And your daughter has also been named.
The representative of Dawn. Well done, Rafe.
She's out of the room. She
Rafe.
left.
Oh, she's not talking. She's not. Your mom's not talking to you. She's just saying, "Well done, Rafe." It's not speaking to you. It's just like, "Well done, Rafe." Would you like to help preside over this because you are part of the injured parties?
Very well. And Sorknir Sorknir stands up. He had been sitting with just kind of the shield in front of him, resting on it, watching all of this. And now he stands up once again, extends the maul, but instead of holding it normally like a walking stick, he turns the hammer face down and rests the head on the ground now.
And he puts both his hands on top of the handle,
Yep.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very imperial gesture of and stands there.
Yeah.
Nods his head in assent back to Rafe's mom to show.
Yeah, so you go stand next to Rafe's mom and just do that.
Yorick is gonna go stand right behind Sorknir, just to the left a little bit. Good.
That is your position.
Yeah. Okay. Position. Good.
Sorknir
the left hand of
the other positions, so
Yes.
Iolna and Yorick's importance as well in the city now.
Kind of look at Yona and just.
Yeah, but also as captain of the guard, you are technically the left hand of the king.
Nice. Good. You see? Got it right. Yeah, now this Yorick is understand because he's like, okay, yes, I stand in this position. We're having a trial. I stand in a specific spot because have a position and he is so excited to have know where you're supposed to stand in the whole proceedings.
Sorknir barely manages to wipe the smile off his face long enough to give you a serious nod affirming your position before going back, and then the smile starts creeping in again, even though he is now standing in his kingly spot.
Yeah.
It's kind of less endearing right now and more menacing.
Well, none of it's been friendly as far as the 40 are concerned.
So that's what I'm saying. If the smile had been pointed at Yorick, it would have been endearing. But once you turn back around and go into your kingly stature, it becomes menacing.
Oh yeah,
that works.
I think Yolna's been rolling around, crawling on the floor, and cooing and playing with the gators in much the same way you would as if you found a dog at a party. And then she just sort of pops a head up when you take your position. Oh, are we doing a thing? Oh, okay.
And you just go back to playing with the gators because you're not needed.
Sorknir is completely unconcerned about the positioning of either of you. So when you're he proudly gestures to you as one of the aides of the city, while you're on your back playing with the gators. He's just no, it's normal.
Just big cat playing with other things.
Yeah. And the queen, Rafe's mom has no reaction to this, other than to look at Sorknir and it's
Druid.
I
Okay, and he just goes back to like a menacing face.
Yeah, Sorknir reins in. There's the moment of pride in his voice for being partnered with a druid of such obvious power, and then goes back to looking at the crowd.
Master Dwarf, from what I can gather, the incident happened in your city.
yes.
Then proceed.
Sorknir begins to painstakingly walk through, without giving much detail into where the party actually came in, just gives the account of their actions as far as he understands it, and asks the family for an explanation. So they've heard now about like the sacrifices in the city and like all of that craziness.
A wizened old man, just kind of like, well, not man, Harangon, whose ears have just flat out gone flat against the back of his head, like struggles to stand up and says, "As the patriarch of the clan, I can say without a single shred of doubt that the one that was knocked is the only traitor among us. The rest of us have sworn to never deal with that one's kind."
Do we believe him?
Roll insight.
One. Let's see. What would
You
that
get
be?
no
That's
read on
a
them. What about you,
3.
York?
I'm not good at insight, but I will be scrutinizing this whole nonsense because
I trust him. I think
that's
we should let them all go.
that's a 4. So
Yorick agrees.
York's not good at people, and he's also slightly drunk, and also York does not understand how Harangon's like he does not understand how this society works quite yet. Like this is not the kind of.
And Rafe walked out of the room, and Iolna is not engaged. So that's the two of us. So we believe him.
No.
We're sold.
No. Rafe is listening on the backside behind them.
Okay.
So she is not done with this. She just can't be in charge of it.
Roll
Sorknir
insight. Right.
Sorknir says his like, I agree with you. Like, obviously this is true.
That's a 17. I rolled a 12.
You can like the others can't tell. Like they're like, we have no clue what Sorknir and York are like. We can't tell if they're telling the truth. You can, and this old man is.
Okay.
With that, what you will.
Rafe will open the door, drag the old man out, and shut the door.
Behind both of you, or just behind him?
Behind both of us. And then she's going to say to him, "Scream." She's not happy, and she's pushing. She's testing the others. She tells him, "Scream."
Twist my arm.
She does.
And he shrieks like a high-pitched rabbit screech.
And then she slaps her foot down on the floor.
And it sounds like a body fell in the room.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She then she will take him to a guard who's outside and say, "Infirmary."
And then I'm taking you walk back in and see the aftermath.
Yeah, she opens the door and steps in.
They all have a very pissed off look at you, but none of them look like they're panicking.
I will roll insight to see.
What I mean by that is like, well, no, your insight's gonna stick
Okay.
for this.
Okay.
Because like you technically had advantage on it. So because I didn't say that before, I'm just gonna give it to you like flat out insight. None of them look like they're nervous about being found out there hiding a secret. After that little scene, they all just are pissed at you for the apparent death of their patriarch.
Good. The knocked one didn't lie. You may collect your elder at the infirmary.
They all kind like most of them like they untense, but a couple of the youngest ones are have an extremely pissed look on their face, and they run at you. And these are wee ones.
I will scoop them up, and I will hug them, and I will hold them, and I will say, this is the only time we ever behave like this. I am so sorry. I wish I hadn't had to do this. I wish I hadn't had to knock an ear. I wish this was not what happened. And I am so sorry. And if you do not forgive me, that's okay. You don't have to. But you must never forget that this is our sacred duty, that we must keep them out. We don't ever let those old ones in. We fight them. We fight them every chance we get, every way we have to. The elder knew. Remember, your grandpa, he knew. He accepted my actions. He knew I had to hurt him to make him scream, to scare you, because that's how we find out. And I'm so sorry that you had to experience this, little ones. I'm so sorry.
They go from extremely alert and pissed to kind of just like sad and sorrowful, and just start crying because they're real wee little ones, like just out of baby stage, like just out of like. So they don't quite understand how to rein in their emotions and understand things. So once you explain things to them, they kind of have like an oh shit moment. We just tried to attack the one that was helping us.
Yeah, I'll say I carry I carry a couple of them and say, come on, we'll go get your grandpa. He's going to be happy to see you.
And as you are walking out of the room, you come across 3 high elves.
Oh, well, shit. Mom's
Very
inside. You can go
eloquent.
talk to her in a minute.
Very eloquent, Marquez.
Yeah, I know. See you soon. She takes the little ones to the infirmary where they can find
their
grandpa.
Their grandpa, yeah.
She doesn't stop. She just walks past them.
Yeah.
And then she returns.
And they're still, and so they have like, while you are going to the infirmary, they have walked into the sitting room.
Yeah, it takes about 10 minutes. She's back.
They're sitting there drinking elderberry, waiting for you to return.
Oh, so you got to do some kingly stuff, Sorek. That's pretty cool. I say that to Yorick. So Yorick, you got to do some kingly stuff, didn't you? Sitting there with
I'm not
there with him.
I'm not a king, but I stood my spot. I did.
It's
I think I did
kingly
okay.
stuff. You got to be the guard behind the king. That's
Right.
kingly stuff. Yeah, good for you.
Right. Yeah. The guard. I'm behind. I am behind. That's where I belong. Behind.
And
Right.
Rafe, by the way, if you notice, her emotional level has not changed. She is still seething, angry, and pissed.
Yeah,
throughout the whole exchange, the high elves are literally just sitting there, just like.
And now York's even more confused and is not saying anything. Just stand behind Sorknir. This is a good spot. We have a whole hierarchy system. Good. Rafe knows what she's doing. We'll be fine.
Rafe sits in her usual spot.
Okay.
So, Marquess LeBeau,
Yeah.
how have you been? I've heard you have had a very interesting journey.
Well, you know, it happens. Not fun.
Spreading the word of the dawn, I take it?
Here and there.
Good. And this is one specific elf that is talking. There's 3 of them, but the other 2 are just kind of sitting there on either side of him. I detect 2 very distinct signatures on one on you and one on one of your companions.
Oh, yeah. Sounds about right.
Why have you disturbed the hiding places?
We were told to.
Who has the authority to do that other than Romulus himself?
Well, you know, Romulus and Fro.
And their neutral, like detached demeanor, the second you say Fro, just disappears and they freak the frick out. You talked to the linchpin?
Talked, traveled with. That dumbass bird. She has no care whatsoever.
And York kind of goes to say something that I think, yeah, that tracks, and just
Sorknir kind of like shrugs in like an I'll allow it kind of way, more than like that's okay.
Yeah. The second you say that dumbass bird part, a pair of owl wings sprout from their shoulders. This is the Feywild's linchpin.
Okay.
You really have talked with the Mortal Coil linchpin and traveled with them to know that.
Yeah.
Most people only know their name.
Yeah. No, we did. It was not
What form did they take this time?
a tiny little owlin.
Ah, their favorite. Froverix.
Yeah, they spent some time before I ever met them with the king over there.
Ah, the Artificer King. Your Majesty.
Sorknir uncharacteristically, how do dwarfs and elves get along in this?
They don't have a Lord of the Rings type animosity, but they also don't always get along.
Okay.
Outside of formal situations.
Okay, so Sorknir gives them a extremely slight head nod, just enough to not
which is
be an
appropriate
outright
response in a
insult.
formal situation.
It is definitely as little respect as he can possibly pay them.
He's paying the respect due of in a formal situation.
To what would be an inferior, which is somewhat debatable in this situation, but that's how he's treating it.
Yeah. Someone equal to Froverax.
He is definitely not treating them that way.
No mistake. It's like you're treating them as an inferior, but they are of the same standing as Fro.
Oh, gotcha.
Is all I was saying. Like I wasn't saying that you treat them that way. I was saying
gotcha. Okay, I
they have the
understand.
same standing as Fro, but not with you.
Gotcha.
Indeed.
Rafe, the dryads and hamadryads and nymphs and naiads have been acting up as of late since you left.
Look, just because I dumped her doesn't mean the rest of them have to have a problem. This happened the last time I broke up with one of them. It clears up in 2 months.
It's been 6.
Has it?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Maybe
And it
that's
got
not my
worse
fault
after
then.
you left.
Maybe that one's not my fault then.
We're wondering if you would talk to them. See what is the matter.
Okay, sure. Just 2 X's at the same time.
What,
But
hamadryads, dryads, nymphs, and naiads?
the dryad and the nymph. There was 2
Oh,
of them.
yes. I couldn't remember what they were. I just said hamadryads, dryads, nymphs, and naiads.
Oh no, there's a whole slew of them. They just all get along really well. And so when I broke up with the one, they threw it. They had a fit for like 2 months. The entire group. Figured it'd happen again, so I left. Within a week of breaking up with the last one. Okay, all right, we can go talk to them.
Yeah, that temper tantrum only lasted like 2 weeks.
Oh, much more reasonable, that one. Oh, good.
But they have been acting off for 6 months.
Well, that's definitely not my fault. I'll be back. I'll go figure it out.
I wasn't saying it was your fault, Rafe.
Well, it was the last time.
Last time it was your fault. This time it's not.
Sure,
I
whatever.
said it was your fault.
Whatever. I'll take care of it. Sure. We'll go tomorrow. Got to cool my head a little bit before I go over there. I don't want to start a fight over something that's
Thank
not
you, Rafe.
involving them.
Thank you, Rafe. We will take our leave now. It was good to see you again, my friend.
Yeah, nice to see you too, and have a good trip home.
They literally stand up as a unit, like no delay in any of the 2 followers. Like they've done everything as a unit except for talk.
All right, that's cool.
So they all get up and walk out.
Okay. So Rafe will
Daughter.
turn to the Duchess.
Yes, my daughter.
Oh, I suppose. Well, do we got some room for the? We've got rooms that'll. Do we have a bed that will fit Yorick?
I can take the floor. It's not that big a deal.
We have dryad-sized beds.
Yeah, but even they're a little shorter than him.
I'm not.
We also have hamadryad beds.
I can.
All right.
Floor. I don't mind.
You are not sleeping on the floor. You're a guest. I would give up my nest to you before you slept on the floor.
Well, or a couch. You have these very nice couches. Look quite comfortable.
They're all too small for you to lay down on.
Yeah, but
You
you're
always have the option of our conveyance as well, Yorick.
Yeah, but
no, you are not sleeping in the car. You're a guest.
I figured that would be the play. But I've slept on the road for so long. It's we travel and you get used to you sleep with the others and you.
My good Jotun, there is no problem. We have cool rooms specifically for your kind.
Kind of tilts his head. cool.
Oh yeah,
room?
one of the rooms with the spare AC unit on the wall. That's a good choice.
Oh no! It's a room that's literally enchanted to be constantly
Well,
like.
That's what I mean. It's like
Hello,
it's one of the
freedom.
rooms with the AC unit in the window.
It's a room that's literally enchanted with ice magic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got one of those AC units in the window.
I feel like that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. You'll like it. Yeah.
Okay. If
You'll
you're
feel like being at home.
But when I first walked out, I told the cooks to make a big meal. So we've got some good stuff coming. Yolna, I confirmed you want something raw, right? But you're still muted.
Honestly, I'm happy with anything you'd provide. I tend to adjust my diet based on the shape I'm in, so
Okay, I'll let them know, to cook something down then.
Can you polymorph or not poly? That's not the right word for what you do, is
Cloud
it?
shape.
Yes, true. That could you have shaped into a Jotun? Would that work?
no, it would not.
Challenge rating's too high.
No, it's because they're not beasts.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Technically,
like
have to
a
have the
Jotun
beast
commoner.
tag.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jotun commoner can't have a challenge rating of more than
Yeah, they're humanoid tag, I think, or
Yeah.
giant, depending on the book you're looking at.
yeah. But that's an interest, just a thought I had. Should we be? Is it a formal dinner? Like, should I?
You'll be fine. It's just in the dining room. It's not over in the banquet hall. That's another building.
Okay. A feast is. We used to. I miss them sometimes. We'd have, and you'd get a big. Well, I don't know if you could find anything big enough here to do it properly. You would roast, and then you'd share, and you know.
Look, no. Look, Mom, how many of my siblings are home? I mean, are all 13 of us here, or is it like only some?
It's just you and the youngest three.
Oh, so it'll be a small meal then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that means Mom.
your siblings that are here.
Cousins. Oh.
Yeah, you're
But
looking
then-
at like you're looking at like 10 or 12 minimum people
But
sitting
then
at
you're
the
the next
one table.
oldest under you. Wait, you are the oldest, right? Rafe?
Yeah. Yep.
The next your younger sister that's right below you, her kids are around.
Oh,
Siblings.
my nieces and nephews are here. Okay, so this is going to be a rowdy one, and we've got 2 tables set up.
Yorick is kind of excited.
My nibblings are here. It's a good thing.
The nibblings are here.
Can't forget one of them just told us that they right before I left that they use they that they want to be they them. Can't
They,
forget
them.
that. It's my nibblings
lovely.
now. Yeah.
That's cool. We'll remember. Okay, that's good. It's
Oh yeah, Zaratros. Zaratros has been doing very well, Rafe.
Good. Glad to hear it. Anywho,
They go by
We should-
Zara now.
Zara. Oh, that's good. Zara.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, Rafe stands up, walks over to the sideboard, pours a large glass of brandy. Maybe whiskey. You're not sure. It's probably brandy. It's gold colored, not brown colored, and starts just sipping away at it.
Oh,
yeah.
you're sipping it, not chugging it.
Oh, no. She's just sipping away at it. We've got a couple of hours before dinner. Feel free to read a book. There's a number of them in here. Even some, if I remember right, that shelf over there up towards the top is all written in Jotun. So,
Oh,
yeah.
lovely.
I think, Mom, do
Daughter,
we have
we
any
also have
Leonin books? I don't
Dwarven on the
know.
lower shelf. We have some old dwarven on the lower shelf.
Yeah, and do
oh,
we have
the
anything
wine.
in Leonin or not?
No.
I don't think so. Maybe not
Oh.
here, but maybe in the library.
That's possible, yeah.
Um,
But anyway,
I-
we got a couple hours to kill. I'm gonna sit here and read and have a drink. Feel
Oh,
free to,
and- yeah.
to rest yourselves.
Yeah, Yorick will pull out a skin full of the beer that they that he brought. Jotun beer, the good stuff.
Yeah.
I thought you said you wanted to try some at some point, and I have a skin of it for you for later.
Oh well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Remember,
My mom's eyes light up. She goes and it responds with, "I haven't seen that in years."
and Yorick kind of looks down. Well, I only brought a little bit because I wasn't, I didn't want to take the whole cask because my grandma was already mad at me because the whole thing with the longhouse because she thought
it's fine, Yorick. Calm down. My mom doesn't need any. If she wants some, she will buy it from your grandma. Okay? Trust me. You're my mom.
I wonder
Your
how
grandma.
well when I open the basement has aged.
Yeah, I don't know. Bring it up for dinner. We'll have a good time. In the meantime, I'm just gonna relax.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's had a cask in the basement since like the year you were born.
Yeah, probably.
So okay, we're good to go. I'm having a drink. She takes back on the exact same romance novel, picks up right where she left off, and keeps reading.
Yeah.
She's like 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah. Read a little bit every
Which
time.
means you've read it before. You were in the middle of reading it when you left.
She's read it more than once.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Good one, I'm sure. Yeah. Yorick will kind of frown and probably head out to check on the creatures, just because creatures need to be checked on. Yeah, Yorick will brave the heat because
What constitutes a short rest?
An hour.
1 hour.
Yeah.
This is just a couple hours. So
Yeah,
it's
so
effectively
we
a
have to
short
get,
rest before dinner. And then, as I said, we'll leave in the morning. So, because it's like
All right.
mid-afternoon. So it's, a couple hours till dinner and then evening. And then supper gets put on the table if somebody wants, out on a sideboard if somebody's hungry, and people start going to bed. So,
I do have to ask, I didn't want to bring it up earlier because it did seem like you were rather busy, important things are going on. The heat outside is most welcome, it reminds me of home. But being such gloriously befurred creatures as you are, is there a way to deal with the being damp? Because I was out there for like 30 seconds and I'm just completely drenched.
Oh, we do have dust baths.
that's bad.
well, that in you could probably change your outfit from the forest leathers and thicker cottons you wear for a nice light weave linen or maybe even a light weave cotton and pack the leathers away. It really does help. As you saw, I dropped all of that stuff when I stepped out the portal.
Love.
Rafe is literally, she's literally in like what's equivalent of a sports bra and like exercise shorts.
A vest and a pair of shorts.
She's just down to very light fabrics, very breathable.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a light cotton vest and a pair of shorts.
Oh, Yorick's probably wearing his basic pants and the shirt. He'd probably have stripped the shirt off and just sit there. Actually, no, he doesn't even wear a shirt. Yorick does. That's the whole thing. Yorick never wears a shirt because that's just. Yeah, Yorick doesn't do shirts. That's
Except for the armor, that's the only thing you wear on your torso.
yeah, and if it comes off, then it's just because it's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Sorknir's at home.
Yeah.
He has gone to the carriage and picked out and requested a very nice royal formal dress shirts that he could wear with nice leggings and everything. So he looks very formal for this
That is
dinner.
breathable, so you're not gonna be like sweating your balls off.
Yes, he did. Dwarfs do a lot of cooling along with everything else through their beards, so it does have some cooling oils in there that it almost looks like it's wet perpetually.
So yeah, do you have like a seersucker suit? Seersucker. That's what you wear when formal wear when it's hot out is seersucker.
That is what it's called.
That's why it is. You laugh, but it's true. But the formal wear in heat is seersucker suit. So you're not wearing the thick wool that will sweat your balls off. Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a royal seersucker.
Yeah.
And that brings us to time to end.
Yes.
The dinner will happen. We'll pick up next time with our trip to visit the dryads and naiads and their families.
Oh, fun. Should be exciting.
Dryads, naiads, nymphs, and naiads.
Oh my.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
indeed.
indeed. As always, I'm Jen Giggles. I am here every the first 2 Saturdays of every month. I'll be back next week for Secrets of Small Gods. We may be finishing the special episode, or we'll pick up right with the regular story and do a recording to finish the special episode. We'll figure that out as we get closer based on the health of the individuals involved. Otherwise, look for my name on the Pride Slimes for sale on from Transistor Games up in Drive-Thru RPG. And Iolna, nobody. What else is going on in your side of the AOTT sphere?
Well, so I'm Nobody. You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Nobody Adams. It's Adams with 2 Ds. And I do a bunch of stuff, but mostly what I want to talk about today is the Mutants in the Now campaign that All on the Table has been running. That just wrapped up on Tuesday. That was our finale. And if I'm totally honest, I think that might be my favorite show I've ever done. We did the finale, and then I quite literally did not stop crying for 2 days. It was a real problem. I had to go to work.
Yeah, that's
So all those VODs should be available on the AOTT YouTube channel, and yeah, it was a fantastic show. I'm really glad I got to be a part of it.
M is coming back to run another show starting in September at some point. I don't remember the exact date. And so we'll have another campaign from M coming back on Tuesday nights at that time as well. Lee, I know you got other things going on.
Hi. Yes. Hello. I'm Lee.
I have to dip. Bye, guys.
Bye. Oh, we're losing our secret keeper. Hi. I'm Lee. I have this. I had one that was the Wonderland one. We unfortunately lost all our players, but you can watch the VOD of them. I think they got a very happily ever after with a small town lesbian, so I think it worked out pretty well. But usually I'm on my own channel, LHawk99, on the Twitch, doing random tabletop RPG nonsense. I run once per month. The 12th the 10th this month. We're doing a one rogue trader game first thing in the morning. It's a lot of fun. They have gotten into some insane nonsense because that's what players do. They get insane nonsense, and but yeah, the players, and I've given them the entirety of 41st Millennium. So yeah, we have some fun stuff with that. They're being cool about it. And that's about it. I stream 3 days a week during the weekdays, just vibing and talking about tabletop RPGs and world building and just live world building of planets. It's fun times. If you pop by. That's about me. Yeah.
All right. And I know you have almost nothing going on, Nick, but anything you want to pitch?
Keep watching AOTT, everybody. If
Yeah.
you're desperate for more me, you will see me next month here.
Yeah.
And maybe we can sometime next year we'll convince Nick to run a full Star Trek campaign.
Yes, that you should check out the Star Trek that Nick ran for us on the the YouTubes because you can go see. It was fun. We had a good
Nice.
time.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. We will see you all in a month for sure, and hopefully next Saturday for the next Secrets of Small Gods. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Take